Welcome everyone to this full council meeting of the Wimborne Town Council. So welcome particularly to people who've come to join us, our visitors. Very welcome. I just want to say a couple of things before we start. First of all, there's been 2 events since we last met. New Year's Eve, the council put on quite a spectacular thing in the square. So thanks very much to the officers and to the councillors who came to help there. And secondly, we had a celebration of song last Wednesday at the Allendale Centre, and this was where the fires came together to raise some funds for Mayor's charities. We had 200 people there, made about £950. £400 for the raffle alone. So again, I want to thank people who helped. Quite a few people helping. So that's all good. And I think originally I said a £5,000 target. I think we're past that now. So I've reset that to £8,000 for the year. It's 2 charities. So mobile phones should be on silent. And if anyone finds it very hard to stand, you don't have to stand. But you need to catch my eye if you want to speak. Yeah. So any apologies for absence?
Received apologies from Councillor Jag, non-business related.
Okay. You don't want to propose that? Accept that. Councillor Morgan. Second that. Councillor Brown. All those in favour? Yeah. Okay. Any declarations of interest? Councillor Brown.
Yeah, well, I'm a member of the Wimborne Militia. I'm the town crier and town house sergeant.
Can I just say that as we say, I must get the name of the Museum of East Dorset and as a trustee of the Priestess Museum Collection Trust and as trustee of East Dorset Heritage Trust.
Thank you very much. Councillor Bartlett.
May you use your word as council dispensation, please, Chairman. Thank you.
Any more? Okay. So we're on to item 4, which is public participation. So what we'll do is ask if people who have attended our meeting want to speak. So if anyone wants to speak, want to raise their hand. Yes, sir. Introduce yourself and speak.
Well, I'm sorry, Green. I'm a trustee of Wimborne Education Trust. Only short. Whatever the town council feels about the quality of this application project, I strongly urge the council to support the application for town culture. If you decide to pull out at this stage, you're sending out a message to the Arts Development Company and Dorset Council, whose time you will have wasted in selecting Wimborne in the first place, or shortlisting in the first place, or possibly have shortlisted another applicant. To the volunteers in which you asked to join the steering group to put this application together, we've given many unpaid hours to this project. To decline it now, to take forward, will give them second thoughts when you ask for their support in the future. Lastly, to the people of this town who responded positively to the questionnaire, who will think, what's the point of giving our view if the council doesn't listen? You agreed, when you agreed the detail, you agreed the first steps when you allowed the steering committee to start work on this. It's too late to stop now without damaging your own credibility.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
I'm Tammy Sleet. I'm the manager of Wimborne Bid, and we are the elected representatives of the businesses of this town. The bid highly supports this application going forward because we think it's a really good investment, a return on investment for the town. We've already committed a lot of my hours into bringing the application this far, and we're committing to more staff capacity should we win, and also funding not only for the Town of Culture year in 2026 if we win, but legacy funding as well right up until 2031. On a personal note, working with the steering group, I've been blown away by the enthusiasm, commitment and ambition that I've seen within the group to really make things happen. So I urge the council to vote for this, please.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes. Oh, for Malcolm.
Me, hi, I'm Angel. I've been here before. Hello, everyone. Right, I come in this quite late, actually, only about a week ago when I was asked to come and join the steering group. I think it's a fantastic idea that Dorset Council have actually put this thing forward in the first place. And the fact we've come fourth, or in the final four, is pretty darn good. I didn't know there was a schism and that the council were kind of, had not yet actually decided whether to go ahead with this or not. I hope you do, because let's face it, Wimborne is a town of culture. If anyone deserved it more, I can't think who they'd be, Wimborne will be it. I personally want to see us moving forward with this, because it will be so good for all the new estates that are joining in around us. We make them feel at home, welcome them to our town, great for our children. And the fact is, I've never actually been involved in something before. When I was on a council, that was quite a few years, but this one, at East Dorset District Council, where Dorset Council actually offered us any money, you know, or anything to help us go forward. And the fact that they're actually offering it, we give, they all give as well, I think it's a tremendous opportunity for us. And I do urge you to go for this. I think we can do it. Wimborne Town Council can really take this on. They get to a fabulous thing for us. So, you know, for what it's worth, I think you've guessed, I'm for it.
Thank you, thank you. Yes.
I endorse the comments, sorry, Carol Shedgie, trustee and vice chair of the Arndale Community Centre. I endorse the comments that have already been made by colleagues on the steering group. There has been a lot of hard work, and particularly by your own officers. It would also be a shame if this didn't go ahead at the last minute. And not only I think would the public be disillusioned and your partners in the town, but possibly some of your staff also. That's obviously not a reason to go ahead per se, but this does appear to me to be an opportunity for the town. I think it will give an opportunity for the town and the residents in the outlying areas and the new areas together. The idea is to help disadvantaged people in the town, perhaps those with disabilities, those with not as much money, to make events free, to be inclusive for everybody. And for me, that would be a useful use of the precept talking as a resident. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shelby Hollow. I'm the director of the Museum of East Dorset, formerly Priest House Museum. And I just would like to ask the council to approve this application. I think we've all spoken about how this is an opportunity, and I really just want to emphasise the fact that this is the end of this Dorset Council 3-year cycle that they've put out there. We all know the financial troubles and difficulties that councils, including Dorset Council, are having, and there's no guarantee we will ever have this offer on the table again, where we're able to leverage match funding from them for our culture, for our town specifically. I want just to remind everyone, culture is part of all our lives, and we're not about the big events. We all love the folk festival. We all appreciate tourism and business to our town, but support residents who are living here. We've got incredible cultural programs across the town that involve children and young people, mental health, that work with people with dementia. All of that is about culture as well. So I'd urge you just to remember, it's not single big events that look shiny. It's about actually improving the quality of lives and of residents. And I think that's so important. As Carol touched on, a lot of our application and a lot of our focus on the project has also been really looking at inclusion and how do we be ambitious about this. I think Wimborne is a phenomenal town for culture, but actually we need to keep pushing forward and thinking what's next for us and to be ambitious around culture and inclusion. There's a huge amount more we can do to make sure culture genuinely is for everyone. So I'd really encourage all of you to think about taking that forward-thinking, ambitious step so that Wimborne isn't left behind in comparison to other Dorset towns.
Yeah. Okay, before I open the debate, I just want to say one or two things. I want to say a huge thank you to Lou, who's given 2 weekends to my knowledge to get this together for this special meeting tonight. So really grateful to her and again, beyond his hours. I want to thank the steering groups, about 12 people who have met 5 or 6 times over the Christmas and New Year period. And as somebody said, there was a real buzz of energy between them all meeting together, some of them for the first time. And also thank the people who went surveying, because we thought it'd be impressive to talk to people at this early stage. And we talked to almost 200 people. I did it for 2 days. I spoke to about 40 people. Of the 40 people, once you talked about it, 39 of them were very keen on the idea. One person said, I liked Wimborne in 1951, and I wish it was like that still. So it didn't win that first note. If you look at the documentation, there's clear themes come through. Lack of clear youth provision, which we're trying to deal with. The fact that we're not perhaps as diverse culturally as some of the towns. I've got a statement here from, I don't know if you know Tony and Joe Horrocks, who can't make it tonight, but they've been part of the steering group. So they're professional arts practitioners, and they just sent a note which says, as Wimborne-based arts practitioners with many years' experience developing the arts in Bournemouth Council, we see this as not to be a missed opportunity for Wimborne, as a chance to build on the town's existing heritage of culture through developing new partnerships and creative opportunities. This Town of Culture project will have the impetus to reach out and bring together people through new shared cultural experiences, and careful evaluation of the events will help Wimborne plan its future cultural prizes for years to come. Now, we did make a 3-minute film as part of the application. Should we watch that? It's 2 to 3 minutes.
My name is Jeff Hart, and I'm Town Mayor and Chairman for Wimborne Minster Town Council. Our Town Council, along with Sherborne, Ferndown and Swanage, has been selected to apply for Dorset's Town of Culture 2026. Wellington and Portland are currently hosting the Year of Culture for 2025. If we're successful, we plan to deliver a year of cultural events and activities throughout 2026. We already do a lot in Wimborne, and are very lucky to have such a vibrant cultural scene, rich heritage and thriving community spirit. But we want to do better. We want to work with everyone to extend culture from the town centre and create new diverse cultural opportunities for our families, children, young people, and anyone that finds accessing cultural activities and events challenging. We want to build a legacy for future generations to access and enjoy. Our application theme is bridging the past and the future. We're coming with several ways to achieve this, including targeted cultural programming outside the town centre, supporting established town centre activities and events, and connecting traditional with innovation by mixing traditional and digital platforms. The Town Council has committed £30,000 over 2 financial years to fund this project, and this will be match funded by Dorset Council if successful. We will also be applying for funding from other organisations on a local and national level. We have some ideas for our events for 2026, including a culture carnival, commissioning a piece of artwork to commemorate the year, activities and events for children, battle of the bands, exhibitions, dance and music festivals. In fact, even if we were not successful, we will continue working to make our culture scene bigger and better. Now, wish us luck.
Okay, shall we open the debate? Councillor Roberts.
Chairman, I think I mentioned this to the clerk back in April after a visit to Dorchester, and it was thrown out of hand. Told it was too expensive and we couldn't afford it. saying that, I do agree with the town of culture. What I don't agree with is the amount of taxpayers' money that this is going to be using. We're on about extra staff. Are the bid going to put money in?
Yes, they are.
As they are, you know, one of the main things in the town. That on this survey, which I've read through quite carefully, there was no mention, and I don't know if you did mention it, how much it was going to cost the taxpayers. As I said, I'm not against it, but I do feel that it is an awful lot of money. We have dealt very well with groups and activities in this town, from the museum to the village, when they put on their thing, which was unfortunately rained off. We're not a money tree. And I think this has to be looked at very carefully money-wise. And as it mentioned in this document, we were going to have extra staff. Is this a temporary arrangement for us, and is it going to come out of the funding for the cultural town?
Okay, so my understanding on finance for the town clerk only is that we put in 15,000 one financial year, 15,000 the next. Daughter Council gives us 30,000. Experience of other towns is that if you can bid to the Arts Council, to local councils, and the total sum that they're envisaging for this is £200,000 for the year. But we'd actually put in 15 and 15. Councillor Burt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to propose that we support our application going forward. There's been quite a bit of publicity about it, and there's the reports that we've had. And on the financial side, it talks about anything between 70 and 200,000. But that, and I don't think really applies. We've agreed a certain amount financially, as you have. And I just see, it's an old expression, speculate to accumulate. And that was a very good film showing some of the things that do actually go on within the town. And there are people here tonight who spend a lot of time and effort on putting forward and sponsoring various things, such as the literary festival and other events. I think it would be good for Wimborne and those who visit the town, and it will raise the profile. And I think, Mr. Mayor, that we should proceed with this. My thanks go to those members of the steering group and whoever put all the information together for us, and that's going forward. We've already had the original county document, and we did have some information on a previous meeting with an appendix when the actual document was presented. So I hope that the town council this evening will, I was going to say unanimously, that maybe we won't be unanimous, but let's hope that there is a goodly number of us who are in favour of this proceeding, and it gives me pleasure to move that proposition, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Oh, you want to debate, or should we second this return?
Does anybody want to second it, and does anyone want to put an alternative motion or forward? And standing orders.
You second
Yes, I would very much like to second it. I would also to say, obviously, I've been away from this table for quite a period of time. So this is a topic that has only recently sort of been put in front of me. But I think there's a lot in there to sort of to read through, to digest. And it's undoubtedly going to be a challenge, a big challenge for us to stage an event if we were to be successful. But I don't think we should be afraid of that. I think the public's in favour, from what I've heard from the surveys. I think we have the funding in place. And these are exactly the sort of challenges we should be doing. I was challenged just last week by a member of the public. I said, been a councillor for 2.5 years now. What big thing have you guys done that you're proud of? And undoubtedly we've done lots of good things. We've taken on the cemetery. And we keep the balls rolling. But a lot of what we do is just that, keeping the ball rolling, fighting fires, doing the necessary that people don't need to know about. And I think the people of Wimborne are looking around and going, when are you going to give us something that we can be all proud of and say, thank you, you've actually done what we elected you to do. People are behind it, funding's there, no problem at all in seconding this proposal.
Thank you. Are there any counter proposals?
Yeah, thanks, Chairman. I don't mind having seconded it. I'd just like to say I'm impressed with the amount of work that the office and the steering group have put into this. Very good read, entertaining. I've also read a lot about Weymouth and Portland and Bridport, and I noticed that although Weymouth and Portland are a little bit bigger, they have 9 people that are supporting financially. We have 3 ourselves, DC and Wimborne, and I guess Wimborne is the bid. So I have concerns about that we haven't got more funding lined up. I also would have liked, and I did mention to the town clerk, and the town clerk said that it wasn't the point of the questionnaire, the survey. I would have liked to see an indication of whether or not people were interested in it. I don't think there's been enough consultation with the townsfolk. I appreciate that many will actually support it. In the early draft and in this later draft, it says you have 200 surveys in a population of 15,000. That's 1.3%. It's a pity that we haven't actually asked people and we haven't actually put it out more on social media, because we are dependent, as you said, you've got a huge body of volunteers. The document that you've prepared is going to require a huge body of volunteers. So whilst I'm eager to see the town grow and profit and be entertaining in culture and whatever activities we can put together, I would like to know that we've got the support to actually deliver it. Thank you.
In fact, just to say that almost 200 people have spoken to face to face, but it's online as well. So we have got those social media responses. Is that right, Town Clerk?
That is correct. I'm not 100% confident that the quoted figure in the application includes face to face, and it's on our internet and it went through social media, and I need to check that with Gary because I'm not sure the figure's correct. You're making me question it now.
Okay, well, thanks for that. It would be interesting to know the figure as a proportion of 15,000, because those are the 15,000 people that are going to be delivering it for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Brown.
Thanks very much. Forgive me not standing up. In answer to Anne's question regarding staffing, which I think is very key, that if we do get this and go ahead with it, the staffing end will be, the cost of the staffing will be covered by that original money, as far as I understand. It will not be a permanent person added on. It will be somebody that focuses on the job. I believe that's correct. Is that right?
It'll be a residency for a year.
Yeah. And in terms of funding that Bill just mentioned, that other organisations have 9 supporters. I think one of the things that we will do, go ahead, is that we will then be able to attract other supporters. And that's what I think happened with the other towns that did it. Once they got it going, they had supporters coming forward. So I think we will gain more than just the 3 bodies we have now. And I think others will be attracted to it. In terms of the townsfolk, this isn't, a verified survey, but I have only met one person who was against it, which I think was the same person you met there. And everybody else I've spoken to, including quite a lot of past councillors who have all bent my ear on it, that everybody is saying, this is a good project, let's go for it, it's going to bring money and people into the town, and that has got to be for the greater good. And that would be my summation, really, is that I think there are lots of activities which we've not detailed yet, which will bring in a huge amount of interest, people, and activity that we can actually involve all these surrounding and new estates involved in. And just to end on that bit, I've spoken to quite a few people that have moved into the town that are living on the new estates, and I have encountered nothing but support for this.
Okay. Councillor Nash.
Thank you, Chair. Just to reiterate what John Morgan said there, again, putting it well done, welcome back, by the way. This is a really good application. We've got a lot of brilliant people working on the steering group that has had a tiny amount of time to get this resolved. They've kept it vague enough that it's open to interpretation, but defined what they want to do quite well. I have an awful lot of faith in them as capable and driven people. They're an invaluable resource, and I'm more than happy that they have the best interests of the town at heart, as we do as a council. So I'm phenomenally grateful to everyone who's got involved in this. I wouldn't normally make a point of typos, but there is one typo in here, which is that the amount that we're looking at spending is £700,000 as opposed to 70,000. So barring typos, I'd like to.
Okay, thanks very much. Councillor Ryan.
Yes, I agree with all the positive things that you said. I think it's an excellent idea. Excuse me. What? Sorry. I've seen a variation in projected budget between 70 and 200,000. Now that strikes me as being a very large variation. In other words, could that be interpreted as being a little bit vague, that they don't quite know what they're wanting to spend? You see what I mean? Because it does seem a lot of money. That's twice the 70,000. See what I'm trying to say? That it's a huge variation. Why is there that variation?
So I think part of it is that we'll be encouraged on the Arts Council for some substantive funding, but you bid for a certain amount of money, really. I think also Bridport didn't do a full year, and Wayne and Port are just starting, so we've got a little experience really apart from what they do tell us. Clark, do you want to put anything to that?
So I think the figures are based on what we're 100% guaranteed, which is the £60,000 figure plus potentially something from the bid, which is yet to be confirmed. The footfall generation, income generation has been quoted from different sources, including the Arts Development Company, for up to £200,000 in their estimations. So that is what it's based on.
Okay. Councillor Hector.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone who's put their time forward to make this, because I can see all the efforts, everyone coming together. It's really nice, and I think my personal view has developed along with the idea, and I'm here as a councillor to represent the town. I'm not here to just put my opinion and be solid in that. So, I've developed along with it. I think the work where we can outreach to the new communities is fantastic. I love the fact that we might have a legacy left behind here. I understand the finances and that we're good for that. So I think overall be brilliant.
Really, really good. And thank you so much, especially to Lou, for putting it all together.
Thank you. Okay, should we move to a vote? So we've got a proposal from Councillor Burt to accept this and take it forward, and it's been seconded. So all those in favour, can they raise their hands? All those against? Abstentions? Okay, thank you very much for your meeting.